So, if you're a writer, I'm willing to bet you've had this moment. You type a prompt into an AI, and bam, in seconds, a whole story appears. It's clean, it's structured, and it kind of leaves you with this huge, lingering question. In this explainer, we're going to dig into that very question. What's our role as writers when the AI is doing so much of the heavy lifting? This quote, man, it just nails that feeling, right? It's not some loud five-alarm fire. It's more like this quiet unease, that feeling that the very ground you've built your craft on is kind of shifting under your feet. It's a moment of real uncertainty that, let's be honest, a lot of us in creative fields are facing. All right, so let's really get into it. Where does this anxiety actually come from? Because it's not just about the tech itself. It's about a fundamental change to the entire creative process we thought we knew. Okay, so here's the heart of the conflict. On one side, you've got the old grind, that beautiful, agonizing struggle with words we've always just called writing, the wrestling match with every sentence. And on the other side, the AI shift, where that entire process gets supercharged, automated, optimized. The machine is now doing the very thing we used to spend years trying to master. And that, right there, leads to the big question, the one that's probably bouncing around in the back of your head. Does this new world make our hard-won skills obsolete? Are we redundant? Or is it possible our role isn't vanishing, but maybe just transforming into something else? And this is where things get interesting. This is the pivot point. The idea isn't that we're becoming redundant. No, it's that we're becoming architects. And this is such a key insight. Your value as a writer, it hasn't just vanished into thin air. It's just moved. The focus, the center of creative gravity, has shifted from the word-by-word level to something much, much bigger. This architect idea is really the core metaphor here. Think about it. The AI, it can be the builder, it can do the heavy lifting, lay all the bricks, or, in our case, the words. But you're the architect. You have the vision, the blueprint. You're not just polishing sentences anymore, you're designing the whole emotional structure. But it's even bigger than just being an architect. You wear a few different hats now. One day, you might be a curator, just walking through this huge gallery of AI-generated ideas, picking out the one piece that really speaks to you. The next, you're a conductor, guiding the flow, the rhythm, the emotional highs and lows, making sure the heartbeat of the story is yours. Okay, so let's take this a step further. If you're an architect and a curator and a conductor, what does the work actually feel like day to day? What is this new craft? Right? This is the nuts and bolts of it. If we're not sweating over every single adjective anymore, where are we putting all that creative energy? What are we doing? Well, your work now lives in these really critical areas. It's all about the quality of the questions you ask. Your prompts are basically your new set of chisels. It's about the vision you bring to the table, because no algorithm can decide what stories truly matter to people. It's in the structure you build from the ground up, and probably most importantly, it's in the meaning you embed. Authorship isn't gone, it's just been elevated. And this right here is the absolute heart of it all. This is the one gap that technology just can't cross. And AI knows patterns, sure, but it hasn't lived anything. Just think about it for a second. An AI has never felt that weird, bittersweet ache you get at a family reunion. It's never laughed so hard it couldn't breathe. It can copy the form of these moments based on all the data it's seen, but it can never, ever understand their weight. That feeling comes from what our source material calls the textures of being alive. So what this all means is that the very definition of our craft has shifted. It's moved. It used to be all about polishing sentences till they gleamed. Now, the real craft is about shaping significance. It's about digging deeper and deciding why a story matters, and then embedding that why into its very DNA. Okay, so how do you actually do that? How do you shape significance? Well, it boils down to these things that are just uniquely human. First up, choice. Just deciding this story is the one that needs to be told, and not some other one. Second, silence. Knowing what to leave out, what to let the reader fill in. That only comes from experience. And finally, there's the aftertaste, that feeling that sticks with the reader long after they put the story down. That's your fingerprint. All right, this brings us to our final big idea here. Let's tie all of this together and look at what the future of authorship really looks like. And this right here is the whole transformation in a nutshell. It's a fundamental shift in our identity as writers. We're going to type less, but we're going to shape more. We're going to be less of a bricklayer, painstakingly putting one word after another, and a whole lot more of an architect, seeing the grand design. At the end of the day, here's the bottom line. We don't think a film director is less of an artist because they don't physically hold the camera. So a writer isn't any less of an author just because an AI helped with a first draft. The tools change. The core act of authorship, that doesn't. So let's circle all the way back to that first question we asked. What's left for the writer? The answer is actually pretty simple, but it's also incredibly profound. What's left is the soul of the story, the heartbeat, the human choice about which tale is worth telling and why. And honestly, that's not just something, that's everything.